my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide, and in today's video we are doing the in-depth review of the Palma 2 Pro. So this device is smartphone-like in a sense that it has all of the functionalities of a smartphone, Android smartphone, running Android 15. However, it doesn't have the functionality of taking, receiving phone calls, SMS, MMS, or any GCM network-related functionalities. While it does have SIM cards, they are used only for internet on the go. This will automatically be a deal breaker for some, and for others, it may be something that they really don't care at all. And it could prove to be exactly the thing that they have been waiting for. So, let's check out the Palma 2 Pro. To begin with, the design is almost exactly the same like the Palma 2, with a little bit of a change. The buttons have now switched places, so the volume rocker and the custom button were on one side, now they've kind of flipped around. We still have the camera on the back with a little bump here, USB-C port on the bottom, speakers, the addition of the micro SD card and SIM combo slot. Now, this SIM slot does have room for 2 SIM cards, and you can place them and it will recognize them, but my own personal experience was that the mobile data functionality only worked from SIM card 1 slot, which is the one that actually interferes with the micro SD card slot as well. In my personal case, that was the situation, and that meant that if I wanted to kind of use the micro SD card and the SIM card, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I would, but I wouldn't have mobile data. So that's not really ideal. I would like to hear in the comments down below if you guys own this, and does the SIM card 2 slot work for you for mobile data or not. Other than that, we still have the really pretty paper-like background here, which feels very nice to hold in a hand, and it's not slippery, and it's actually pleasant to the touch. Power button does duplicate as a fingerprint reader as well, but the device does not have a front camera, so you can't really have the face unlock functionality. Software-wise, as I mentioned, this is running on Android 15, so very current, first time for a Boox device, which is a nice thing to see. It's unfortunately running the Boox OS 4.1, and already now it's at 4.1.1, so they're like issuing out a bunch of updates and fixes here. OS 4.1 is very buggy. It has quite a lot of issues. The changes that they've introduced are not that great, and some of these changes to the user interface and user experience are absolutely not optimized for this screen format. So it ranges from completely obscured and hidden menu items in toolbars, in essential menu items. I mean, if you are not a Boox veteran and you've had an opportunity to actually explore the new user interface changes that they've introduced in the Boox OS 4.1, you have zero chance of finding out basic things like fitting to width of an image on this device. It's going to be close to mission impossible. 8. Performance-wise, yeah, this is a fast device. It has a perfectly capable SoC, quite a lot of RAM, enough of storage, like all of the stuff that you may want, plus, you know, coupled with the micro SD card slot, if it doesn't interfere with your SIM card, connectivity to your Google Drive, your cloud drives, your personal drives, or whatever. I mean, you have the full-on functionality here because it's a color display, it's a front lit display, so yeah, you have a front light as well, and you have Google Play Store fully functional, it's fully enabled, and it works as it should, as one would expect. You have a microphone, you have a speaker, so all of the stuff is seemingly there. And it could almost replace your smartphone if it could only take phone calls. So you get into this bizarre situation where, how are you supposed to use it? You're supposed to get a dedicated SIM card and a dedicated prepaid or postpaid plan for that SIM card just for this device, only so that you can have mobile data on the go. But my main question would be why? Why would you ever need to do that? Chances are that you're gonna have your smartphone with you anyway if you're relying on phone calls and messages, so you're gonna need it. And this thing can, be a hotspot, so it's just going to be a hotspot for this one. Maybe I'm missing something really, really obvious. It's like a puzzle piece that I don't have where to fit. It doesn't fit anywhere, any way that I rotate it, for me personally at least. Now, there are redeeming factors for the Boox environment, and that is the eReader and the functionality of the eReader, because it is so powerful and so functional, one of the most powerful e-readers on the market today. As a complete stark contrast to the limitations of, say, Remarkable Paper Pro Move, which is also our e-reader on the move, color, front light, different type of functionalities, of course, but similar type of family of devices. So if you're looking for these things, chances are that you're also eyeing Remarkable Paper Pro Move. One of the limitations there is the reader formatting capabilities, and while it works great for, or okay, for EPUBs, the document reading on the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is severely limited in any type, shape, or form because of this tall format. That's not a problem with this one because it has an extremely powerful and really, really good functional reflow, PDF reflow functionality that's now called, for some reason, extract text. That allows you to convert and easily read any PDF document, regardless of what font size, formatting, or what it has, on this format on the go. When you're on a train, on a bus, or waiting for something, it doesn't matter. So it lends itself to be a very, very efficient and powerful portable e-reader, on the go. However, it's not IP certified either, like Remarkable Paper Pro isn't either. Another aspect that's really important for the Palma 2 Pro is the addition that it can also function as an e-Notetaker. Now, please do not be fooled by seeing this pen and going like, oh no, it's the most horrific pen in the world, the one that we've had with the Boox Go 7, and it's just pure evil. I do agree, those pens are absolutely horrific. But this one, even though it chose for whatever reason to mimic the most god-awful pen that you can buy on the market today, this one isn't it. It's just masquerading as the worst pen ever because this has been remade, or basically Boox fixed the old pen, and now you have the new pen, and this one works with this pen. The good thing is that this works well, way, way better than what you're normally used to expect from active pens used on devices of this type. It's nicely responsive, the precision is really good, the comfort levels are okay. You are writing on glass. This thing doesn't have any kind of paper-like surface or protector or anything like that, so it is slippery and all that kind of stuff. But the nib here is a felt nib, so it's not plastic on glass, it's a felt nib on glass, and that feels better. Objectively, the writing performance and the writing experience on the Pen 2 Pro is usable. On the Go 7 and the likes, it is not something that I can characterize as usable. Here, is it the best one? No, not even close. Can it measure out with the contemporary EMR writing experiences on other devices? Not really. It's slower, it's not as precise, and it doesn't really feel as good, but it's not a completely different category, like light years away from where EMR devices are right now. It actually feels like, oh, I'm catching up, I'm trying, like I'm kind of trying to get there, and it's closer to the EMR counterparts than the predecessor of this pen ever can dream to be. And while it's nice, really nice, that you have the ability to actually use this pen, where are you gonna put it? How are you gonna charge it? Well, you gotta charge it via the USB-C because there's no magnetic connectivity here. Well, because we have buttons on both sides. All right, that makes sense. Then you can actually put it in the cover. You get a bumper. So you get a bumper with the magnet here. And the magnet's important because then you get this additional thing that you attach the magnet to, and it's a flip book cover on the front, right? However, even though it has a flap on the side, that flap is not long enough to accommodate the pen. So the only way that you can actually carry this pen around is to magnetically attach it to the flap on the front. So basically, you don't have a designed way to carry the pen with your Palma 2 Pro, even though it's the first time that Boox has a device that can use an active pen like this on the go. Another very strange choice. And another thing about this design is that, yeah, this flapbook thing, it's not that great because it just keeps on falling off, and using this on a street or somewhere, I would not be comfortable at all. So all of this seems unfinished as far as the design goes. That's basically like, hey, how about this prototype? Oh, well, interesting thoughts, but we need to fix this, this, and this. And then you go on and start fixing all of these things before you actually put it into production and launch it and sell it to people. That's at least how it should normally work, but not here. And yes, it does have a camera on the back, and no, I am not going to show you any tests of it or anything like that, because it's blech. Can it take a document photo? Yes, it can. Can you do proper document extraction from that photo? If you have really, really large fonts, yes. If you have a normal document like a contract or something like that, nope, because it's not really of a good enough quality. And there's, again, like in your pocket, you're probably going to be using a smartphone that most likely has a camera that is way more capable to capture so much more details, to perform a successful OCR recognition, you know, via Google Lens or anything like that, because Google Lens is now super powerful. So yeah, putting on a super tiny little sensor here and optics, why would you do that if it's not up to par to do the task that it's supposed to do? And this simply isn't. Subjectively speaking, I am not the audience for a device like that, and I am not someone who's fawning around, you know, what the Boox Palma 2 Pro is. However, objectively, I do recognize the value that it actually brings to the table, especially when coupled with the power of eReader, e-note taking, and having it actually as a portable companion to maybe a larger Boox device that offers you to stay in the Boox ecosystem, but have this with the writing on the go available. So that in theory is good. The problem is software side of things are not done. I mean, you don't have access to all of the templates that you have on the Note versions, for example, of Note Air 5C, for example, if you wanted to pair the two. So what remains for me to actually test in a different video is if I can actually be bothered to do something like that, because I'm kind of losing patience with Boox shenanigans and what they're doing with their OS stuff. But it does lead me to wonder, what does it look like when you actually synchronize other notebooks from a 4.3 format onto this format, and then, you know, going from this format to that format, etc., similar to what I've tested with the Remarkable, except that there it made much more sense because it's a much more coherent ecosystem. Here, it's a complete mess. Stuff is not working on the big device either with the 4.1, and it's not working right with the 4.1 on the smaller device either. However, if they do manage to iron things out and make it proper, then there is potential for this to be a really good companion device. Where I think this actually shines truly, as it is right now, is as your own standalone, unique, portable e-reader device. As that, I think that it's absolutely freaking phenomenal because of the reflow, because of the ability to install Kindle, Kobo. You have actually note-taking on the go that's functional and usable. Is it the best? No, it's not. But is it the worst? Not even close. It's perfectly usable. If my reality was that I was commuting by a train an hour in one direction, an hour back, or something like that on a daily basis, and I'm a person who likes to read books, comic books, then this would make a heck of a lot of sense, and this would be always in my pocket. But why would you choose this over the Palma 2? Well, color, Android 15, And the same thing, e-data, if it's really a thing that makes a big difference for you or not. For me personally, in that use case scenario, it wouldn't. But if you're not looking for those things, well, what exactly is wrong with the Palma 2? There you go. So that's my look at the Palma 2 Pro. I'm interested to hear your opinion on this device and your experience with this device, and also your opinion on, or thoughts on, choosing between Palma 2 and Palma 2 Pro. Does Palma 2 Pro bring enough things to the table to justify the price bump that it, of course, introduces? Let me know in the comments down below, as well as any other thoughts and opinions that you may have on this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!